Hi guys, it's Emily with Evolve. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wanted to visit with you a little bit today to kind of continue our conversation about balance from last week. Last week we talked about balance and how living by the expectations of others creates an imbalance that is nearly impossible to get a handle on. So today I want to focus on prioritizing things in your life. And so this podcast is titled, What If I Was Hit by a Bus? If you're following me from last week, you've decided you can work on letting the expectations from others go and work to please yourself in all things first and foremost. When people get to this place, they often don't know what to do next. And so that leads us to prioritizing. I believe that prioritization is one of the best ways to feel accomplished and to be able to sleep better at night. Without it, you haven't put things into perspective, and that makes it hard to know what to do with the things that are on your plate. So for me, it's the one thing that helps me really get grounded and begin to take balance to that next step or that next level. So let's start from the beginning. You've evaluated your life. You've decided that you're working to please everyone else and it's getting you farther and farther away from where you want to be. So you decide that you're going to let go of those expectations and you're going to live your life for you. You're going to throw out the paddles, so to speak, stop paddling up the river, up the stream, and throw the paddles out and let the stream take you where you are supposed to be going. And I have to remind myself of that on a regular basis, by the way. But so you decide you're going to let go of those expectations and you're going to live your life for you, but you have no idea what that looks like. So, because you've been doing it the other way for so long. So let me give you an example of what, prioritizing and getting hit by a bus, how that might help put things into perspective for you. So let's just say that you're working super hard at work and you have a report to finish or some kind of deadline that it's 2 days away. Your neighbors or maybe a good friend call and invite you to come have dinner and a few drinks after work, something that you love to do. Or maybe for you it's that you're supposed to go to your child's basketball or football game, whatever it might be. It doesn't really matter what it is that's calling on you. Just know that it's something and you feel like you can't say yes. You need to stay late and finish this report or make this deadline, and so you say, no, I can't make it. And you do just as you say you're going to do. You stay extra late at work, trying desperately to get caught up and finish this report, meet that deadline. And you leave work that night wishing that you had went to hang out with your friends, see your child, or do the thing that it was that was calling on you. The bottom line is that you're upset. You have regret, and you have regret that you didn't make a different choice. You almost always never go when you're asked, and you begin to think about these things. You notice that your friends have stopped even asking you as much because you never say yes, and you're always, working late or having something else to do. So the next day comes, and you're exhausted from staying late at work, and when you leave the office, you get hit by a bus. If you had known that was coming, and you think in that moment, if I had known this was going to happen, I would have made a different choice. Or as you think about it now, if I would have known that was going to happen, I would have made a different choice. I would have went to my child's game. I would have went to have drinks with friends. I would have went to the thing, or I would have chosen the thing that was calling on me if I would have known that was going to happen. Now, the hit by the bus analogy is one that I use to create help in making me prioritize and balance in my life, and one that really helps me put things into perspective. When I'm struggling on what do I do? When I'm asking myself, what do I do about this? I really want to go do this thing, but I, need to have this done also. I use this as a way to help me figure it out. Now, some of you are probably thinking, that's great and fine, but, you don't get hit by the bus, and then you miss the deadline, and I understand that. So you can't always choose the family, friends, kids activity, whatever it is that's calling on you. You can't always choose that, because then we wouldn't be talking about balance. You wouldn't have created balance in your life if you're always choosing those things and you're not disciplined to, you would be too far on that end and not enough in the middle. We're working to create balance in our life. And for many people, balance comes around life and work and how to kind of juggle those two things. So if you have regret about it and something were to happen to you, I believe that's not about creating balance. Because on the flip side of things, if you were to choose the child's activity, or you were to choose the friends or the whatever, and you have regret that you didn't stay and work late, then that's not balance either. You have to feel good about the decision you're making, regardless of what it is. There should not be a feeling of regret when you make this decision. We all do what we have to do to survive, but I also think that we have a skewed vision of what that might look like. You know, Stephen Covey, who I love, says, start with the end in mind. But we often get so caught up in the day-to-day activity that we forget what the end looks like and how what we do today will either contribute to or not to that end result. Now, the hit by the bus example is also a great way to manage how you interact with the people in your life and repair relationships. Even if those relationships are not broken, they might be cracked a bit and are in need of a little TLC. So when I'm with someone in my life and I feel like I need to say something, or there's just something itching at me that I feel like I need to say, that could potentially create some discomfort and a bit of a rift in the relationship, I often will ask myself, if I was hit by a bus tomorrow, or if they were hit by a bus tomorrow, would I regret what I'm about to say? If the answer is yes, then I work to find another way to say it, or I simply don't say it until I can find a way to honestly answer that question. No, I won't regret it. So this is one very simple and at the same time complex idea that has helped me and many of my clients to find peace in relationships and to create balance in life. Now, I can go into great detail with this and how it looks, but for today, I'm just kind of going to put it out there for you guys. Next week, we're going to go a little bit deeper into this whole thing about creating balance and what that looks like and a few steps on creating that for yourself. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this, and if you think this kind of thing might work for you, or if you have questions about how that could work for you, leave comments below, or feel free to post on my Facebook page, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, any of the ways that we might be connected. Thanks so much for listening and being a part of my community of people that want to find a way to live a happier, more fulfilled life. Until next week, cheers to the next evolution in creating balance in your life for you. Have a wonderful day.